And welcome back to another episode. As always, we're so glad to have you here today. Today's a special episode as always, because today we're going to take some news that was broke recently and put it to the test. Of course, I'm talking about the acceleration boost, and I'm so excited to try it and see how well it works. If you're new to the channel or you continue to stop by from time to time, we'd really appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing to the channel as we continue to post content regularly and give you breaking news as soon as it happens. So it wasn't that long ago that Tesla released the long anticipated acceleration boost for the Tesla Model Y long range all-wheel drive. And the Tesla Model Y long range all-wheel drive comes standard with 4.8 seconds 0 to 60. Now with this $2,000 upgrade, you should be improving that 0 to 60 time from that 4.8 seconds all the way up to 4.3 seconds. So that's a half a second improvement 0 to 60. And for some people, my wife included, that doesn't sound like a lot. But if you know anything about cars and performance, that's actually quite a bit of acceleration that you're gaining. So $2,000 is still a chunk of change. This is not cheap. Most things with Tesla are not cheap. So it is quite a bit of money. And the real question is it worth it? So when looking at traditional cars, gas cars that is, what does it take to go 0 to 60 half a second faster? Well, you're talking about roughly 50 horsepower, something like that, plus or minus. If you have a naturally aspirated car, it's going to cost you about $2,000 to do that. Now, if you have a turbocharged car, there are some tunes you can do that can really open up power for a lot less money. So a Volkswagen GTI, as an example, it's going to cost roughly $1,000, maybe a little bit less, to get a tune and the necessary upgrades to get you that same type of acceleration boost. But of course, the Tesla Model Y is all software. There's no turbochargers, there's no engine, it's all electric. So this upgrade is purely software, which means you can over the air get an update to increase your power to get this new 0 to 60 improvement. So what we're going to do right now, I've charged the car to 100%. We're at 99% at the moment, and we are headed to our designated space that we're going to accelerate. When I broke the news about the 0 to 60 acceleration boost from Tesla, I told you that I didn't want to test it because I didn't have the proper equipment to do real testing. What is the real improvement of 0 to 60? Well, we went ahead and ordered the Dragy, which is used by many people to test real life how fast cars are going 0 to 60. This device tests extremely accurately, which is why it is so popular. And it can test 0 to 30, 0 to 60, 0 to 100. It can do quarter mile, eighth mile, 1 mile, half mile. It can test a lot of different things. And what it does is it uses GPS. So it's not using your speedometer. There's no backwards math. There's nothing tricky about it. So it's actually pretty accurate. And it's, like I said, used by many people because it's so accurate. So I've seen some videos of people using the Dragy on their Teslas, and there's a lot of places you can put it. Since it is magnetized, it will grab onto metal parts and it will stay in place. However, I've also seen them fly off of cars, but I believe that was well over 60 miles an hour. But just to be safe, I've actually got a really good spot for it, and we're going to see how well it works. Right here in the sun visor where the mirror is, that's already a magnetic opening anyway. So what that means is you can connect it right here above my head, right here. That's where it's at. So that's going to be a good spot, I think. This is the first time I've used the Dragy, so we're going to see how well it works right there. So we're at 99%. So this is as close as we can possibly get to a full 100% battery pack. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the Dragy on and get it connected. All right, so we're gonna do 2 to 4 passes so we can get a good average. So 0 to 60 in stock form, no acceleration boost. Pass number 1, here we go. Hit the reset and looks like that first pass was 4.9 seconds. So It's so fast. I just love this car so much. Of course, there are faster cars, yes, but this one is just so much fun to really get into and hit it hard. Let's get turned around, go the opposite direction, and see how we do. All right, we're reset. Pass number 2, here we go. There's 30. There's 60. Oh my gosh. Looks like we did it. 4.74 seconds. That's pretty awesome. So that's actually just a little bit faster than stock. However, going the other way, we did it just a little bit slower. So let's do 2 more passes and then we're gonna get the acceleration boost. And go. .83 seconds on that 3rd pass. Okay, let's reset and go. 30, 60. Oh my gosh, this car is just so fast. 4.76 seconds. Okay, so the upgrade is done. We are now headed back to where we were at 100%, so we should be there at 99 or 98% when we get there. So we'll see how that goes. It's super easy to do this, and of course that's by design. That is intentional from Tesla. So many companies have learned from Amazon, the easier you make it to spend money, the more likely people are to spend money. So anyways, so to do the upgrade, you just open the app, you go to upgrades section, and it'll show you your available options. So this is where EAP was there for about 15 days. So you can see right here, acceleration boost. Just go ahead and click it, and you can either Apple Pay or pay with credit card. I selected pay with credit card. My credit card on file pulled up, submitted the order, and that was that. That was it, nothing else. I didn't even have to enter the credit card information because it's already on file. So what's nice about that is that was it. It didn't give me a notification to let me know that the car was ready to update or anything like that. It just told me that the car would update as soon as it was connected to Wi-Fi. So I went out to the car, took a look, and the screen was loading, and then it was restarting, loading, restarting. So it was already doing the update for me, which is fantastic. So update was straightforward. There were no notifications. I did look in there, and now it says sport and chill mode. So we are in sport mode now. If I go to driving tab, you have chill and sport mode. We are in sport mode. So we should now have that acceleration boost. So far, I'm just driving it normal. I don't notice anything out of the ordinary. So that's actually a good thing, because you don't want it to all of a sudden always feel like it's way faster or more jerky or anything like that. So we're headed out there. As soon as we get there, we'll open up the Dragy app, connect, and we'll do those same 4 passes and see where we land. So I just did the numbers. We had 4 passes for our baseline. Our worst was 4.90 seconds, and our best was 4.74 seconds. And at this time on the Dragy app, that is the fastest recorded time on Dragy for a Tesla Model Y long range all-wheel drive without the upgrade. So that's actually kind of a fun fact for you. It's number 691 in the rankings. So we'll see how well this does. With all 4 of those passes, our average, including that really bad one at 4.9, is 4.808. So right on the money when it comes to what is promised when you buy the car at 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. Okay, I've just reset. This is our first pass. AC is off, nothing is running. 0 to 60 with acceleration boost. Here we go. Oh boy. There's 60 right there. So that was 4.31 seconds. Holy Toledo. Okay, yes, you can feel it. It's hard to explain. You definitely feel as soon as you hit the accelerator. Wow. Okay, 4.31 seconds. Let's turn around, do it again, and see how we do. Still at 98% battery. Reset started, and go. Jeez Louise. Woo. That was 4.31 seconds again. we're gonna go ahead and pull up here and get turned around and see what's up. All right, reset and go. There's 30, there's 60. Holy cow, 4.30 seconds. All right, let's get turned around. I want one of them, just one of them, to say 4.29, even if it's 4.299 seconds. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3. Come on. There's 30. There's 60. Jeez Louise. 4.26 seconds. Oh my goodness. This is just absolutely insane. Let's see if we can do one more. I don't know how perfectly flat this section is. Actually, yeah, we might have just enough to hit 60 before we hit that bump. Let's see what happens. 30, 60, 4.28 seconds. My goodness. Whew. Okay, so here's the real question that you're all asking. Obviously, we've just confirmed it absolutely is half a second faster, which of course they wouldn't get away with selling something that didn't meet what they promised. So with that, here's the only way I can explain how this feels. When you hit the accelerator, normally you can feel it start to taper off. Not that it's like giving up much acceleration, but the higher up in speed you go, you can feel it to stop pushing you back as hard. That acceleration boost is almost like feeling it pushing you back the entire time, all the way up to 60 miles an hour. So it feels a little bit harder, but more than anything, it's that it doesn't relent the entire way to 60 miles an hour. That's really the only way I can explain what that felt like. You can hear the motors screaming in this car. You can hear that whine from both the front and the rear, which is kind of cool. But that's pretty much it. So on paper, absolutely, it is half a second faster than the stock configuration. Is it worth it? That's completely up to you. If you want to go 0 to 60 in half a second faster, does it feel like it's faster? You bet. It absolutely does. It does not feel faster from a standstill necessarily, just a hint. It feels faster between 20 and 60 miles an hour than the previous 20 to 60 miles an hour. That's the best way that I can describe it. So I think the real question here and the real value proposition is it a good alternative to $10,000 for a performance model? Because that's really what it boils down to, in my opinion. Well, this is not as fast as the performance model, even with this update, but it is extremely fast. I mean, you're approaching, we dipped into the 4.2s twice on 5 runs. So it is pretty dang fast overall. And that's pretty awesome. So $10,000 is a lot of money, but the performance also gives you some other things that are probably adding value as well. So something to really consider. This would be a compromise though if you absolutely are set on a performance, but for one reason or another you decide not to. This is a great alternative without a doubt. So you're still 0.7 of a second, 0.8 of a second slower 0 to 60 than a performance model, but it may be a good alternative overall. So there you have it. I think that conditions are pretty ideal. It's a little bit on the chillier side right now. It's 56 degrees according to the screen, so it's definitely chilly, but I don't think it's affecting results too terribly much. Now, I am sure that with some warmer temperatures, we might be able to get some different results, but at the end of the day, what I was most concerned about is how much more performance do you get with this claimed half a second faster 0 to 60. And according to the numbers, according to what we're showing right here, it is spot on at half a second faster 0 to 60. So half a second faster 0 to 60, you're getting exactly what you're paying for. It feels pretty good during that acceleration. Like I said, in that 20 miles an hour to 60 miles an hour, that's where it's really shining. This thing is just pulling hard, hard, hard. So you've got to decide for yourself if that's something you're looking for in your Tesla Model Y. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, give it that thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as we continue to post content regularly. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.